Hello, good morning from Bishkek. I'm in a hotel right now where I slept for 3 nights, 3 nights, I don't remember actually. I'm heading to the airport now. I'm gonna try out a brand new airline of Kyrgyzstan, which is Asman Airlines. Super excited to fly with them. We're flying to Karakol. We're gonna be staying there for roughly 2.5 days. Now it's Friday, we'll be returning on Sunday. So, by the way, it's 5:30 a.m. Our flight leaves Bishkek at 7:30. So it's time to go now. So if you watched my Central Asia trip from last year and been subscribed to this channel for some time, you will know that I have tried Tez Jet's MD80 here in Kyrgyzstan. I will link the video in the description if you haven't watched it. The whole playlist is also available for you in the top right corner of this video right now. Anyways, since I'm back here in Kyrgyzstan this year, I wanted to try out a different airline. You see, Kyrgyzstan is actually pretty diverse when it comes to airline options. You got, for example, Aeronomad, Aviatraffic company Skyfru, which is, by the way, Aviatrafic's subsidiary, and of course the brand new Asman Airlines, Kyrgyzstan's brand new flag carrier. Established in 2023 and commencing operations in 2024, they operate a fleet of 2 cute little Dash8-Q400s. Being based at Bishkek International Airport, they fly domestically in Kyrgyzstan to multiple important cities such as Osh, Jalalabad or Karakol, where we will be flying today as mentioned. Quick fun fact, as of editing this video, they also just recently opened a new route to Tajikistan since the relationships between the two countries got better. So we just passed security check, we're waiting here for boarding to start. It's roughly, what time is it? 6:25. There's not a lot of people. We asked the person at the check-in counter if the flight is gonna be full, and he said no, so we might get like a half-empty flight, is my estimation. So yeah, it's still dark outside, but it will soon be sunrise in like an hour or so. So yeah. I gotta say I like Asman's Instagram account. I like their marketing. They don't use the account for just some regular PR crap. I mean, it's still not Ryanair. Look, no airline can beat Ryanair's social media accounts, but Asman's videos are nice and cool and well edited, so I like them. Alright, the boarding just commenced. Last time I boarded a flight in Kyrgyzstan, it was a complete mess as there were no queues whatsoever. This time it was a lot more civilized, we could say. Having previously flown with Tez Jet and despite experiencing a few minor issues on those flights, I still really did enjoy flying with them, so I'm super excited what Asman Airlines, the brand new airline of Kyrgyzstan, has to offer.
Здравствуйте. Здравствуйте. Доброе утро.
You could see it on my face, it felt so good to be finally on board a Dash aircraft. My first flight on the type was with LOT a few years ago. The cabin upon entering was, of course, smaller as usual on short-haul flights and featured the standard 2-2 seat configuration. The seats were comfy, the legroom was okay-ish, but keep in mind that when sitting at the window seat, you're going to have slightly less legroom and space to store your backpack or whatever you have underneath the seat in front of you. This is due to the Dash's body construction as the wall kinda rounds towards the bottom. But if you store your belongings in the overhead panels, your legs should be fine. The seats themselves were very nice and very comfy.
Asman Airlines авиакомпания Türkçe çağının başından sizlerге салам айтышат. Biz Bishkek Karakol Кастамынан Харауса, чего вахта 45 минут, почему видите, едет имеет. Ваш рад приветствовать вас на борту воздушного судна Dash8-Q400, авиакомпания Asman Airlines. Мы выполняем полет по маршруту Бишкек Каракол, время полета составит 45 минут, высота полета 7000.
The boarding didn't take a lot of time because the flight wasn't full and we would soon be ready to go. As we were climbing to higher altitudes, I connected to the nearest satellite with my smart flight app to see my precise location, altitude, speed and various other info. Now, a lot of you have been asking me recently about this app, and unfortunately I have to tell you that it's been removed from the Play Store. If you have it downloaded, you can still use it. I'm gonna try to find an equivalent app to this, if there is one. There should be one, but for now I'm gonna keep on using this one. Oh boy, I missed the Dash8-Q400. It's been so long since I last flew on the Dash. Actually, this is my second flight on the Dash. The first one was on Lavatory Airlines in 2022, I think, from Ostrava to Warsaw. And oh boy, I like this more than the ATR. I flew the ATR also once on Silkavia from Samarkand to Tashkent last year in summer. I mean, the ATR was fine, but I'm a fan of the Dash more than the ATR. And oh boy, I'm so glad I'm on board this Dash of Asman Airlines here in Kyrgyzstan. So we're still climbing. We're now at we're now 5,700 meters above the sea level. I'm gonna convert it to feet because I have that in meters. So our altitude right now is 19,000 feet. We should be cruising, I think, at around 24-25-ish thousand feet. The flight time to Karakol should take about 40 minutes. So we've been in the air for like 10 minutes. So I guess 30 minutes left. We're gonna fly above Issyk-Kul, the lake in Kyrgyzstan. It's a huge lake, wonderful lake. It seems to be cloudy here, but boy, the sun is rising, so you can see the sunset here. I'm gonna show you. Gorgeous. But these mountains are magnificent. Man, these mountains are magnificent. Man, these mountains are glorious, look at them. On the other side of these mountains, there's Almaty, Kazakhstan. We're still climbing. Our speed is roughly 300 knots. Yeah, we should be there in no time. Man, these mountains are getting bigger and bigger the closer we're getting to Karakol. Wow. The lights just turned on.
Дамы и господа, мы пролетаем зону турбулентности. Просим вас оставаться на своих местах с пристегнутыми ремнями безопасности до выключения табло «Пристегните ремни».
The flight was turbulent yet very chill, and I spent most of the flight wandering around the plane, checking out different views from different angles, and I even went to check out the toilet. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, greetings from the lavatory of this Dash8-Q400. There's only one lavatory, which is in the front. It looks aged. This aircraft actually used to fly for Alaska Airlines in the past. The age of this aircraft is roughly 11 years old. Toilets could be actually cleaner. I've seen cleaner toilets. Where's this thing? Wait, where's the sink? There's actually no sink here. That's fascinating. I'm pretty sure there was a sink in the Q400 of Lot Polish Airlines. That's weird. But also, I mean, considering this is a Dash8 Q400, I can stand like this. I'm by the way, my height is 1 meter and 74 centimeters, so it's not bad for a Dash8-Q400. I mean, I fit just enough, perfectly. You got your coat hanger. Yeah. Well, these are some disinfection wipes, I guess. I suppose like the toilet paper wipes. This is not a soup, it's like a wash hand sanitizer or something. Alright, I mean, not bad, but this is weird, there's no sink here. I've never seen that before. Oh, we can see Issyk-Kul. Wow. So far, Asman seems like a very cute little domestic decent airline. By the way, we are also flying them back to Bishkek in 2 days, and the tickets cost me 66 euros for a round trip. Not bad, right? I think it's way better than taking a very long and tiring marshrutka bus ride through the country, which lacks the sufficient infrastructure for tourists. Yes, it is more adventurous, we are going to see more of Kyrgyzstan and interact with the locals, etc., but I'm gonna do that anyway in Karakol. These flights are great even for the locals. They are super fast and convenient when traveling between the biggest cities in Kyrgyzstan, unlike when traveling on road. Now, unfortunately, there wasn't any in-flight service on board, but I asked the crew for a cup of water at least, and they offered me a cup of juice even, which is very appreciated. Thank you so much. Speaking of the crew, they seemed nice and friendly, no problems with them. You know what time it is? It's food mood time. Alright, so the pilots have turned on the seatbelt sign, presumably because of turbulence, but I'm gonna enjoy this. I think it's a cranberry juice, which I got for free. The crew is extremely kind here. Cranberry juice with the Issyk-Kul lake on board the Dash. A perfect morning in Kyrgyzstan, am I right? It tastes like wine, almost. But without alcohol. So it's cranberry juice. Cranberry wine? Is there even cranberry wine? I don't know. It tastes great though. Big appreciation. Time flew really fast and we were already approaching Karakol, a snowy paradise. So what are we gonna do in Karakol in the meantime? This. Karakol. Alright, we are now in the middle of nowhere. Karakol is somewhere behind me over there. Whoa. It's a bit slippery here. The snow just melted overnight. I can tell you, it's been a wonderful few days in Karakol. If you are interested in a non-aviation vlog from Kyrgyzstan, I will upload it separately on this channel, sometime, maybe. Anyways, it is time to head to the airport again for our return flight. Now, there was this situation where we weren't sure we would make it to the airport because we're stuck here in the mountains and we were like... We weren't lost, but we were afraid we wouldn't make it. So the situation was that we were like in the middle of the mountains, there were no roads, and you know, in Karakol there's this app called Yandex Taxi. It's basically like Bolt or Uber in Europe or the US, and you basically call it and it will arrive, but it couldn't arrive here because we were in the mountains, there were no roads. But after a few hours swimming in the snow and, you know, passing by a few horses and cows and goats, we found ourselves finally near something that looked like a road at least. And we hitchhiked ourselves to the airport. There was this, we were so lucky because the first car that appeared, they stopped by us. They were so nice. I mean, the people overall in Kyrgyzstan and Karakol, they are very nice as well. And you know, they just picked us up because they were on their way to Karakol city anyways, so they were very nice and they picked us up and yeah, we made our flight, so yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings from Karakol International Airport.
With wet feet.
Yeah, our feet are extremely wet. We just arrived from the mountains or some shit, and there was a lot of snow. Let's just say that. Anyways, we're here 1.5 hours before the departure. It is early, but it's better to be early than late. And considering our situation right now, I'm so glad we're here. Perfect, so once we were at the airport in Karakol, we went straight to the restrooms to dry ourselves up because we were wet AF. Alright, so the toilets here are actually brand new. I mean, makes sense because the airport is also brand new. The mirror effect, look at that. Crazy. Anyways, I have to change my pants and maybe even my socks, and I'm gonna see about the shoes. I could try this. Oh wow. Then we had a snack. Dobry chuj, I guess. Checked in, went through the security, and waited for our aircraft to return from Osh. Yes, you heard it right, Osh. Sometimes these flights don't return to Bishkek right away, but continue towards Osh, then back to Karakol, and then Bishkek, this time with us on board. By the way, this airport terminal is almost brand new. It was opened only a few months prior to our arrival. Currently, it only serves these Asman Airlines domestic flights, but later they plan on serving international flights as well. There was this whole section separated from this one where we were, so yeah, it's obviously being prepared for international flights. This point probably going to be part of the terminal for international flights once they open it up and once some airlines start flying internationally here. Anyways, we've started boarding. Since we're speaking about the future of this airport, let's talk about the future of Asman Airlines as well. Asman currently operates the 2 Dashes, but some sources suggest that they are planning on acquiring 2 more of those, alongside Airbus A320s or A321s, or Boeing 737s. Some sources mention by the end of this year, some by late 2026, and some don't even mention any expansion at all in the near future. It would be cool although to see them fly, for example, to Turkey for leisure destinations, or to neighboring states like Kazakhstan, China, Uzbekistan, or perhaps even Russia as well. I guess we will just have to wait and see.
Dear passengers, to ensure
So my seat is 17A, it's somewhere in the back. So the cabin is the same as on the previous aircraft. This is actually the first Dash that they received, and previously we've flown on their second Dash. This is the legroom, this is the safety card, as the same as on the previous flight obviously, and the boarding is complete, so we'll go very soon. Oh, this is the overhead panel. This is the light. Let's also check out the table, I mean it's the same, but
Авария повторить сейчас была открыта алкоголем разорвана до суда, просим обратить внимание на демонстрацию аварийных спасательного оборудования на борту нашего самолета. All the tapes around your waist and tighten them. Inflate the light just before leaving the aircraft by pulling the red tab. You can blow up the light flash by using the tubes. Ladies and gentlemen, we are preparing for takeoff. Please fasten your seatbelt, fold up your tray tables, and open the window shade. Thank you for attention.
runway is in front of us, we are about to take off very soon.
Like math and art.
So far I'm enjoying the flight. The previous flight of Asman Airlines was also pretty chill. It was a morning flight. This plane, actually this flight is like, it returned from Osh to Karakol and now it's flying with us to Bishkek. So sometimes they operate these like stopover flights. They fly Bishkek, Karakol, Karakol, Osh, and then back Osh, Karakol, Karakol, Bishkek. And right now it's returning to Bishkek to its base. Tomorrow we're flying to Osh. I'm gonna be trying out Skyfru, which is a low-cost subsidiary of avia traffic company, Kyrgyz national airline. And they only have one plane, a 737-300, which is around 23 years old, I think, 23-ish, 24 maybe. It's going to be my first time flying on the 300 version of the 737. It doesn't have any winglets, so that's going to be interesting. Also, I'm looking forward to review like Skyfru, the airline. So yeah. So I wanted to go to check out the toilet on this flight as well, but they just turned on the seatbelt sign right just as I was about to enter the toilet. the flight attendant was like, nah, you can't go. Also, I changed seats, so I'm seated at 19D, is it? Yeah, 19D, which is on the right side of the plane. Wow, the mountains here, fabulous. Would I recommend Asman Airlines? Absolutely yes, and here is why. Cheap flights, they save time, it's more convenient than a marshutka, and you will still be able to see the beautiful Kyrgyz scenery from the bird's perspective. A big positive point is that their app and website are fairly easy to use, they have almost no bugs compared to other airlines in Kyrgyzstan, it functions incredibly well. They are also working on an online check-in system, but for now, as of editing this video, you still have to go to the airport for check-in. Another positives are, for example, the crew, the plane, the cabin is brand new, mostly clean, and compared to other Kyrgyz airlines, oh boy, you'll see what I'm talking about in the future videos. When it comes to the negatives, there is really none except the weird anomaly of a restroom without the sink, and maybe some people might not like to fly on the prop plane. It might look less safe than a jet plane, but trust me, these planes are as fit as a fiddle. Furthermore, there weren't really any issues regarding various different stages of the flight. Boarding was pretty smooth, taxi, takeoff, everything was on time as planned, and also the views were magnificent throughout both flights. I am honestly super excited for the airline's future, because I think they have a great potential and I would love to see them fly internationally, with bigger planes too. And as we are now landing in rainy Bishkek, I would like to thank Asman Airlines for the awesome 2 flights. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please, if you enjoyed it, drop a like, subscribe, comment your thoughts below and check out more content I have done in the past, including Central Asian trip reports. There is in fact more to come from Kyrgyzstan. Next time I'm going to fly on Skyfruit 737-300. Thanks again and have a great one. FJ out. До свидания. Ладно, так. Окей.